Right then, a couple of weeks ago we did a short film about the gear that you're going to be carrying in your Bergen and leaving stashed near your start point or somewhere within the gaming area during the 24-hour event. Obviously what we didn't take into account is our personal stalking gear. That's what we're going to have a look at today. So obviously here we have it once again, all its Jack Pike light leaf camouflage system cover over it. So we went through what was in there. You can see that video on here if you've not seen that yet. The other side of things are our own personal stalking equipment. So that's what's going to be left behind near your starting point, or depending on what the players want to do, they may want to actually stash that a bit away. Obviously you're not going to be expected to be walking around with your Bergen on. Your stalking gear, however, is what you probably will be carrying for the full 24 hours. Starting off, I'm just going to go through the gear I've got. Obviously this isn't mandatory sort of equipment. You can chop and change as you see fit to the gear you've got yourself. You've got your personal camouflage layer on. Obviously in my case I'm just using a bog standard DPM jacket and pants. Then you've got your ghillie suit over the top of that. This one is a very lightweight suit that I think blends perfectly when you get in against during the autumn and winter. For the summer games, when the foliage is at its height, I'm probably going to go back to this Deer Hunter sneaky suit. See, with the leaf effect cut out. Again, very light, not a lot of money. I think they're about 40 to 50 pounds. These, I believe, are by a company called Terratex. You can get them online from an organisation called the Shooting Party, and these are similar sort of money, about 40 to 50 pounds. So you've got your ghillie suit, you've got your base layers on, you've got your ghillie suit over that. Some people, me personally also, I'm going to be using the standard Webtex concealment vest. Obviously it's got a few strips of old Hessian and jute on it already, just to give it a bit of a breakup. But this really, personally, in a background like this, I probably wouldn't bother with. In forestry conditions, I probably wouldn't go with until the foliage builds up. But anything woodland, you can pack this full of veg, and it becomes a really useful tool. On a day like today, on a background like this, personally, I think minimal is better. So that's your Webtex concealment vest. Obviously, your hat. Went over that. I've taken the Webtex hood, bog standard baseball cap. I prefer to have a bit of a brim just to keep the sunlight out of my eyes. Use the actual Webtex hood to build a bit of cover on that. So again, you see those, I've got the elastic loops so we can stick that with veg when we're playing a site where we've got plenty of vegetation and plenty of cover. So there's the hat. Gloves, goes without saying, they're the ones I picked them up at a surplus shop, like a Flectarn pattern. I think I paid £3 for something like that. So there are your gloves. Obviously you're going to be out for 24 hours, and before you get back to your food stash, you may want to be carrying, well, you will want to be carrying something to carry your water, your snacking food during the day, your bits and bobs, sandwiches, pies, bananas, bit of fruit, chocolate bars. You are going to need something to keep you going, otherwise you're going to get sort of low on fuel, and you'll start to sort of suffer through the day. Same thing again with water. You're going to need to be carrying a good 2 to 3 litres of water. The way I'll be carrying it all is in a camelback. It's a little camelback rucksack, this one. So I've actually got a zippered cover where it stick my food inside. There's a few other bits I'll come on to in a minute that I might be sticking in that. I've got everything on it. I've got my comms, my little radio, just tucked away in a pouch that I've attached to the side that can get covered up. But the main thing is you've got your water and your food to keep you going for the duration of the game before you get back to your main stash. Obviously we're not carrying much in the way of ammunition. We've got 15 in our long, 15 in our pistol, so there's no need to be carrying a load of ammo around in that. Doesn't weigh a great deal. It's got elastics attached to it, plastic loops attached on it, which again we can stuff foliage into it. One advantage this has over, I suppose, one advantage it does have, it's an adjustable hop, but also this is a false suppressor. It's just a barrel extension, so your actual barrel runs about that length, so you're getting up to the same length of barrel as you are getting for a short M4 or other sort of carbine. So it's a nice weapon to be able to move around with, to be carrying out the stalk, obviously if you've got your rifle on your back. Probably not the quickest thing to draw from the holster if you are drawing it as a protection sidearm, but I think that outweighs it. Using .36 BBs, it's got a heck of a range. A good sort of 30, I would have said a good 30-40 yards is easily achievable with that. Obviously it's a gas magazine. So that's my sidearm. Sits tucked away in a drop leg holster, which doesn't go drop leg. It's attached to the belt. I kept one of the drop leg loops just so it keeps it all fastened nicely. So that's everything contained, nice and neat and tidy. This is my personal long, which is a Marui L96. Magazine sits in the right place. They use a slightly different hop system that picks the BB up and transfers it through to the hop unit. It's doing about 450-460 FPS, and I'm using Mad Bull .4s for that. Obviously we're only going to be carrying 15 rounds. Main thing with it's pretty short. A lot of the L96s can get quite heavy. This is quite. I've got another one, I've got an L115 or the AW338, and that I wouldn't like to be lugging that around for 24 hours. This, however, is pretty light. So you're going to need to carry some form of little pocket notebook or something. Obviously in this I've got an event map. Mark trig points on, we mark nav points on. Also we can mark in here where we've contact time and grid square of a contact in case we get one. Just in case there's any question about who shot who at what point. Again, top pocket or in your Bergen, your rucksack, depending on what you're carrying. So that's about it. That's all I'm going to be needing to get me through the 24 hours, in addition to what we've got stashed away. So look forward to seeing you on the first event at Shock and Awe on the end of April.